What a brilliant start, but we got Mr. Shoemaker got an awful start. Aston gets into the lead and we got casting off that quick couple.
So much traffic up in front, but here comes Epic now pushing Tiger. Tiger goes defensive to the inside. Tiger on the inside. Epic will try to go round the outside. One corner to go. On the last lap, this is going to be insane. So here comes Dutchy as well. Tiger is going to look like it's going to win, but it's a drag race for seconds. And somehow,
He's got the DRS.
And here he goes then down this mini back straight. And now steps two on the brake.
Pemberley now he's going to be looking for DRS here. There's 4 drivers going at it. Dirty Larry goes around the outside. Oh, let's have a look here. Oh, it's Pemberley's going around the outside. Oh, the inside. It's been done from the inside line. Brilliantly done from the Mercedes driver. Wow.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another track guide here in Gavra Racing, and I'm this time around I was going to say the wonderful, but I'm not like a huge fan of this track, but I don't necessarily hate this track. It's an okay track. I think it's a little bit overrated by some people, but yeah, welcome to Dragon Trail Seaside here in the fictional track. Somewhere in some Croatian seaside mountainous area. But yeah, I'm going to take you guys around a track guide around here. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright then, let's get straight on with the track guide here. So, we want a good run out of the out the last corner, which I'll talk about a bit later on, but this is turn 1. So, not really much here. You go flat out through here, over the curb. And turn 1 it's flat out, it's fine. Now into where the track really starts. Want to be braking around about where this curb starts on the right hand side. You might be able to go a little bit later at the 100-meter board, but yeah, if you're braking at this curb and you want to follow this curb all the way down, start turning in around about now, just before the 50, coming down into second, using all of that curb, then. This may differ from car to car. Some cars may be able to take this bit flat out on the exit. Some cars may struggle a little bit, like my Aston Martin Vantage V12, which I'm going to be holding it in second here, playing with the throttle as I'm on this curb, and then around about now I'm going to be switching up into third gear. You may drift out wide over here on the curb, that's fine. You can use all that curb, but yeah, it'll differ from car to car how you take that corner, but if you want to saw the base of it, you kind of want to stay in around about second or third, playing with the throttle, and then away you go. So this corner here, you want to start turning in. Around about here, there's not really too many references on this track, unfortunately. But yeah, you want to be turning in. Now, you can take this corner in either 2 ways. You can bring it out wide here, and a little lift, and use the curb like that. Or, if you want to go flat out, this corner should be taken flat out, and most of the time will be, for which any angle you come in on this corner, you'll be coming in this corner, probably in about 5th gear, stay in 5th gear, bring the car all the way across here, and come all the way across the curb like that. If, for whatever reason, you misjudge the corner, which you can do, and yeah, what you want to do is not do that. What you want to do, what you don't want to do, sorry, is you bring the car across like that, and then you'll suddenly bounce the rear back up like that. And if you bounce the rear back up like that, it'll send the car sideways. You'll overstay. You'll miss the braking zone for the next corner, and you'll just you won't be, it just won't be great for you. Let's just say. So make sure you're staying on the inside of that curb. Now down into this next corner. Now usually I would be braking probably around about where this grey bit starts on the left-hand side. But for some reason in time trial and in the race, it differs from what is on the track and around the track and what isn't. So actually in the race, and what there will be if you're in like an actual lobby, like an online lobby session, is there'll be a lamppost on the left-hand side, like ahead, and it'll cast a shadow on the track if you're if you're in the same sort of same time of day as we are. And that shadow Casper thing, that's where you want to start braking. That's the reference point I use, and it's a roundabout in that area anyway. Using this corner, coming down into second, using all of this curb here on the inside, nice and early on the power, bringing the car out here, and then shifting up. Too early on the power and you'll understeer wide, and make sure you're not going too much on the power, because then you'll lose the rear. Especially in these Group 3 cars, they're very, very leery. Down into the next corner. Now, I don't really have too much of a reference point for this. I'm going to be starting to do a little bit of brake and a little bit of lift, just in between where that orange curb ends and where that orange curb starts, where that Marshall post is over there. Okay, bringing the car down into fourth. Now, I know some people use third. I prefer fourth gear. Bringing the car in at that point straight away, coming across the curb like that. Now, this next bit is pretty much flat out. You can come flat out through here. This bit you'll probably be shifting up into fifth gear through this corner, and it's all flat out through here. So yeah, make sure you're getting the turn in nicely for that first corner. You'll struggle in the dirty air, so make sure you turn in a lot earlier when you're behind a car. Coming down this next section, all pretty much flat out through here, down into quite a heavy braking zone. A good overtaking point this is. Braking just after the 150 meter board. So yeah, a little bit earlier, just around about here, I'd say. Yeah, just after that 150 board, bringing the car down. You'll be coming down into, I use second here again, bringing the car in. Remember, the car, here's the apex around about here. You want to be hitting this on the curb, and then the corner is nice and tight going in, and then it opens up nicely on the exit. So as long as you're hitting that apex, you can bring the car around, keeping the car turned to the right, playing with the throttle if you need to. You might lose the rear a little bit, that's fine, and out of the corner you go. So yeah, as we come down into the next set of corners, right over this curb here, and then right over this curb here, and now we will be getting into death is what this is. This is just humongous death, this corner, and this is what you want to be careful of in the race. Most of the time, especially in the Group 3 cars, it is not flat out, okay? This corner is not flat out. In Group 2 it is. In Group 3, which we are in, it is not flat out, okay? So you're going to be bringing the car in, no downshift needed. Staying in, you'll either be on fourth and fifth depending on what the car is, no downshift needed. Bringing the car as close as you can to this corner. I don't really have too much returning or a reference point. You probably want to start turning in. If I go back a little bit here, you want to start turning in probably nice and early, so around about here maybe. Bring the car inward and bring the car across the curb like that, as close as you can to the first wall, and as close as you can to the second wall, and then out on the exit. Make sure you don't hit this wall on the left hand side, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of time down this straight here. So yeah, down the next part. And then yeah, nice and flat out down there, and I've completely missed the braking point. As we're going to be braking pretty much again where about this curb starts on the left hand side, right about where the 100 meter board is. Braking, coming down into second, I use down into second again. You can use third if you want to. And a little tip for this corner here is if I just bring the car back, so you'll notice I went a little bit wider into this corner. Now you want to be taking a nice and late apex, so you don't want to be turning in now. Turning in now is too early. You want to be bringing the car out wide, so you can see here, follow where the lines are, and then suddenly pull the car back in, and then this helps you get a good straight line down that straight. Lots of power behind the car going down this straight here. This next corner is flat out, the second to last corner, and yeah, down towards the finish line. So yeah, that is a track guide around Lago Maggiore, around Track and Trail Seaside, and yeah, we'll be I'll take you on for the hot lap now. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me in this track guide. And yeah, I hope this one was very helpful for you. Make sure you tune in for the GT Sport race on Friday. And I will see you all in the next track guide video. See you all then.